I want to look at the curious and rather combustible moment in Scottish education where a letter from a head teacher of Cross Arthurlie Primary School in Barhead has suggested that the Union flag might be perceived as potentially offensive or sectarian, and the fallout has been pretty immediate. Media outlets have pounced, Conservative MSPs have roared, and the local council has apologised. But what this reveals is something far deeper than a public relations misfire. It touches on the contested meaning of national symbols in a post referendum Scotland. Beginning with the flag itself, the Union flag, often called the Union Jack, was first devised in 1606 after the Union of the Crowns, updated in 1801 with the inclusion of the St Patrick's saltire, and it combines the crosses of England, Scotland and Ireland, though notably not Wales. It's officially a symbol of unity, of political and constitutional coherence across Britain, but symbols are not fixed in meaning, they evolve, and often fractiously. In Scotland, the Union flag is layered with implication. To some, it represents proud British identity. To others, particularly since the 2014 independence referendum, it signals subjugation, English dominance, or the refusal of national autonomy. And in West Central Scotland, where loyalist traditions run deep, the flag has also been co-opted by groups associated with sectarianism, marching bands, bonfires, and yes, confrontation, a little bit of Northern Ireland on the mainland. And this brings me to Dr. Fiona MacDonald, the head teacher of Cross Arthurlie Primary, and after a P7 Leavers event where pupils brought in a Union flag printed with images of staff, she wrote to parents expressing concern. The letter stated that the flag caused some upset and warned that it might be seen as potentially offensive or sectarian, and she said she'd explained to the children the importance of respect, inclusion, and understanding the complex associations of symbols, and this caused outrage. Conservative MSPs such as Russell Findlay and Jackson Carlew branded the letter ludicrous, offensive, and evidence of toxic nationalisation. Carlew thundered that the Union flag is not up for debate. Yet that's precisely the point. Symbols are debated every day, and often by those who most vociferously insist that they're not. So is the Union flag itself sectarian? Strictly speaking, no, it's a national flag, not a religious or denominational emblem. But in certain Scottish contexts, particularly in communities where loyalist identity is fused with Protestantism and unionism, the flag can take on sectarian overtones. And it's not the cloth itself that offends, it's the history that clings to it. As Benedict Anderson once put it, nations are imagined communities, and the same is true of their symbols. So when a teacher in a multi-ethnic post-industrial school recognises the flag as potentially divisive, that's not absurd, it's a mark of cultural literacy. The question is not whether the Union flag is sectarian in intent, but whether it is read that way in specific settings. Nuance doesn't sell newspapers, but it does win votes. And what followed Dr. MacDonald's letter was a feeding frenzy not on educational policy but on identity politics. And the Tories used the moment to attack what they see as creeping SNP nationalism in schools, and Labour, who run the council, scrambled to distance themselves, issuing an apology. And the SNP? They remain largely silent, perhaps wisely. But at the heart of this is a troubling irony. A teacher tries to explain the importance of respect, inclusion, and multiple perspectives, and is publicly pilloried for it. In attempting to avoid division, she was accused precisely of causing it. So what does this incident teach us? First, symbols are never neutral. The Union flag, like any national emblem, is interpreted through the lens of history, class, religion, and politics. Second, that schools are now proxy battlegrounds for much larger identity struggles. When flags become flashpoints, the classroom itself becomes a stage for theatrical outrage. And finally, that Scotland's constitutional debate, unresolved, simmering, will continue to warp the everyday into the ideological. We must be mature enough to hold symbols up to the light and ask not only what they were meant to mean, but what they mean now, and what they mean to those who live with them, or under them, or through them.